On Opening Soon by Design.
Sometimes there are no choices.
Okay, well, then you have to come up with a solution for financing.
They promise to love, honor, and obey.
We don't want to remortgage our house.
We don't have a choice. We just have to bite it.
But opening a store with high-end baby furniture is even harder.
I'm not interested in looking at you, seeing you. You know, I'm totally stressed about the money.
Let's just skip Christmas.
Suzanne O'Leary loves all things European, including her French husband, Christian.
Christian.
I met Suzanne at a dinner party. It's going to be 10 years ago this coming April.
We fell in love, and then we decided to move to Europe.
First came love, then came marriage, then came looking for a baby carriage.
I had the nursery of my dreams picked out, beautiful furniture, strollers, etc.
But Suzanne's European fairy tale would come to an end.
I was in the process of being transferred back to Toronto when Suzanne was pregnant.
I came back here, there was nothing.
And then she gave me a desperate phone call saying, Christian, we can't find anything.
So I was like, what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna find it?
This is the kind of furniture she was dreaming of, most of it from Europe. Only very discerning parents like design guru Sarah Richardson have it.
This is my daughter Robin's nursery. The change table actually pulls right off the top. So once she's done with it, I'm turning the change table part into a toy drawer. This is the sleepy crib. It converts from a bassinet into a crib, then into a bed, and then into 2 chairs later on.
And then we decided, hey, we need to open a baby boutique. There's nothing like it here in Toronto, so let's do it.
3 years later, they're doing it. Their inspiration, son Adrian, is now a toddler. Their new store will be in this space, in the artsy district of Queen Street West.
We selected the name Elle and Elliot just because we like the names.
They're gambling that there's a market for the high-end furniture they fell in love with in Europe. Strollers and cribs that sell for more than $1,000 each.
I believe that there are more people like me that want a nursery that's modern, aesthetically pleasing, functional.
I would probably window shop, but I doubt I would plunk down $1,000.
And it fits in with your lifestyle.
$1,000? Really?
You don't have to sacrifice the way you like to live just because you're having a child.
It's a bit expensive for me. I don't think that's necessary for a kid.
If you're a design-minded person, if you're going for a certain look, you really don't care how much you have to pay to get it.
Like these two moms in Toronto.
Let's see. Nice bright colors, very stylish. I think it pushes really smoothly. It's very light. I like the fact that it's so narrow because you can get into the stores easily.
But really, does a baby notice design?
Children appreciate it just as much as an adult does.
That's also very important to us, as opposed to be exposed to a car made out of plastic which was made in Taiwan. Perfect.
In fact, exposing their son Adrian to good design is all part of the plan. His scooter is French. So is the toy kitchen and the doll. The chair is from the Netherlands. All these makes will be sold in the store.
Daddy, are you going to work today?
A big banana?
And a big banana.
Christian and Suzanne have to juggle parenting with running a business. These days, they're taking turns looking after Adrian.
Yes! Cheer, Leonardo, I did it. I finally scared the tuna salad out of someone. Being a mom, it's amazing. It's the most wonderful experience you can ever have.
And I don't know.
Adrian tags along for some meetings. Today, it's with the store designers. Third Uncle Design, known for their hip and innovative renovations in the Queen West area, including this hotel where they're meeting today.
The space itself is a great space.
With the store, we want something that's clean. Lots of light. Light's important. The front window is going to be really powerful.
Suzanne is more the design person.
And I want to hang real art, real artwork in the windows.
She has a better grasp on what customers would expect.
When you flow through the store like in a gallery, there's a sense of movement and also a sense of drama.
John has a lot of great but expensive ideas.
I'm more the business guy who has the numbers.
Where we're most likely to come to blows is probably the budget.
On the west side would be a panel of glass, and that panel of glass would be lit from behind. We're making a larger opening in the brick wall. It's not a cheap feature.
Suzanne's going gaga over John's ideas. Christian's gagging.
I would be more likely to say, okay, let's kill the platform idea, which is almost 20 grand.
Each platform in itself is in fact a display area.
And then I have Suzanne and John Tong saying, oh, no, this is an essential part of the design. Yeah, because I think you've asked me already to expand my budget, or our budget, I should say.
If for some reason any of these items are prohibitive in terms of budget, we'll deal with that then.
Okay.
Okay. Easier said than done. Their budget is $150,000, maxed out credit cards and bank loans.
This situation, they always have a budget, and the budget seems to always be less, never more. Yeah, John from Third Uncle had proposed that we put glass here, remove the garage door, and then fill it in with a new wall. When those numbers came in, it was increasing the current budget by about I don't know, $8,000-9,000. So I always feel like the bearer of bad news.
Oh, this whole platform, that's quite expensive. Huh? It's
Yes.
what, 18 grand?
With this piece here, I think even a little bit more.
Yeah. What about if we get rid of the whole platform altogether?
No,
you have
that's
nothing
absolutely not. The platform is part of what makes this store unique, gallery-like. It's supposed to be a gallery-like space.
Yeah. I let them decide. I don't really want to pick sides.
I don't know, I don't want to give up the wall, so...
You have to be prepared to say, okay, it's going to take so many more units of products to sell, to pay back, or to pay for this renovation.
There's a budget, and then there's the design, because part of that experience here and part of our uniqueness is what's going on inside the store, design-wise. So
We don't want to remortgage our house.
we don't have a choice. We just have to bite it.
She can be easily under stress.
Suzanne O'Leary and Christian Imler want to bring a taste of Europe to Toronto. High-end baby furniture for the discerning parent. But is the market ready for such pricey products?
It's a bit expensive for me. I don't think that's necessary for a kid.
If you're a design-minded person, if you're going for a certain look, you really don't care how much you have to pay to get it.
And is their marriage ready for the stress of opening a store?
There's a budget, and then there's the design.
You guys need to make a decision.
I don't know, I don't want to give up the wall, so...
I'm more the business guy who has the numbers.
Where we're most likely to come to blows is probably the budget.
They're supposed to be open in 6 weeks. They're not going to make it, and their contractor has more bad news.
Now, this one has these imperfections. They're called footballs because they look like footballs, but we could cut them out and you won't see it as much. But when we start doing all the panel work along this wall, there's no way to hide them out.
I don't like the look of this, though.
If we want to wait for the veneer that we want, it means we're going to be pushed back by another 2 weeks.
The look is not...
It's not as clean as the other stuff, for sure. I feel for him in a sense that if it was me opening up a store and, it's dead time, he still has to pay rent.
And we're still not selling any product.
It's not exactly a good situation to be in.
And I mean, at this point, I think you agree with me that we don't want to end up with this.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
We have to pay at least rent. 2 extra weeks of rent and no sales. I'm the one who kind of sees the big picture, the whole of it, even the finance side, which Suzanne chooses not to be part of.
Sometimes there are no choices.
Okay, well, then you have to come up with a solution for financing, because I don't have one personally.
A week later, the custom millwork is starting to arrive. The curves are part of Suzanne's vision for the store. They've also added to the price tag.
Curves tend to be more there's some relation to life, and circles as opposed to square. Square is more man-made.
The egg-shaped logo reflects that too.
It encases something. It encases, eventually a little chick, birth, babies.
Every day, she gets more excited about her concept.
This is what I'm talking about when I'm referring to a nursery that's modern, colorful, European looking, but more of a focus in Northern Europe. And these Anne Claire petite monkeys from the Netherlands. Her whole line is beautiful. And then here's a classic Eames rocker.
But the price tag is getting higher and higher.
Cheers.
I've been going through the products, and I realized that we did not budget properly. We have to have the right product in the store, and the right product is going to cost us approximately $50,000 more. If you're going to sell the lifestyle, you have to do it right.
Well, Suzanne, we don't want to remortgage our house, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we don't want to touch to Adrian's education fund, so we're going to have to make some sacrifices.
We don't have a choice. We just have to
okay.
bite it. Like, that's it. Okay, let's go.
But some sacrifices are harder than others, and Suzanne's spending less time with her son.
I've been lucky. It's been 3 years that I've been home with Adrian. I don't really want to leave him to anyone else because I don't want anyone else to raise him. And the first 5 years, they're really important in a child's life, in the formative years.
Bye, have a good day at school. Bye.
I don't know what we're going to do yet.
Adrian, he starts to feel that we're not around as much.
It's all getting to Suzanne.
I sent my last email at 3 a.m.
Suzanne is a very sensitive person.
And I was up at 7.
She can be easily under stress.
We're $100,000, approximately $100,000 over budget.
She keeps it inside, and I don't think that's the healthiest thing. I think you need to get it out.
But Christian's even more stressed about the money.
But something's going right. The website's done.
It can get launched this afternoon if you want.
Great.
And the store has its first customer. The designer's very pregnant.
I think the store will do great because of its uniqueness. People are looking for that.
Okay, that's great. It looks fresh and young.
And the printer got the colors right.
Something went right. Yay!
Back at the store, Christian is scrambling to assemble products, which are coming in and coming in.
Part of the reason that we have all these boxes is because I thought we had storage out on the floor, but we don't. And I also ordered too much. Yeah, how are you supposed to get to that?
Well, we have a stepladder, Suzanne.
Yeah, but a stepladder doesn't reach up there.
Well,
like,
you
look
can
at that.
climb on this.
Yeah,
it's sturdy.
it's sturdy, yeah.
Yeah, Suzanne, when she goes on the shopping spree, it's quite a shopping spree. So whether it's hot rain through or ordering from Stockout Bugaboo, it's big. If she could buy the whole store, she would.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Out front, the contractor isn't laughing.
Until you got heat in here, they're not coming back.
The furnace is broken, and some of his workers have quit.
We can't finish this job. We can't work like this. It's too cold.
The last thing we need is somebody, we appreciate, kind of quitting on us. We've gone through so much struggle.
They always say that you're not married until you have kids.
What I feared was going to happen happened.
We're just not ready. That's all there is to it.
I don't think you're truly married until you have a business together.
Suzanne and Christian think the time is right in Toronto for deluxe baby gear and a deluxe store to match. She's also deluxe with a design.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. Sometimes there are no choices.
Okay, well, then you have to come up with a solution for financing.
Her husband, Christian, not so much.
We have all these costs that we still have to pay, all the invoices to pay, and we're still not selling any product.
To top it all off, they have a child of their own, and the store's eating away their time with him.
Bye, have a good day at school.
I don't really want to leave him to anyone else because I don't want anyone else to raise him.
And most of the workers have quit. There's no heat in the store. Opening day is supposed to be 2 weeks away.
Really and truly, I can't do it anymore.
Now the contractor wants to quit too.
It's so cold in here that the tape is coming up by itself. They can't work like this.
We've gone through so much struggle.
I'm just frustrated. I'm no good when I'm frustrated.
Well, if it keeps getting too cold, we're going to lose more workers. The last thing we need is somebody, we appreciate, kind of quitting on us. Right now, it's warmer outside than it is inside.
So we just need to fix this, and it'll fix the heat.
The next day, Suzanne's got another fire to put out, tracking down lost inventory.
3 boxes are somewhere. Who knows where they are at this point. Cost-wise, I hope that it's not on a plane back to Europe and it's not on flying over the ocean right now.
Well, I have a lot of grievances with things coming over from overseas. Things are broken, things don't come on time.
The ads are already out saying they'll be open in 2 days, but they're at least 2 weeks away.
Christian really wanted to put a date there, and he was determined that we would be open for November 9th.
We really thought that we had allowed ourselves enough time for the opening.
He was convinced that, no, I have this date in my mind, November 9th. We can't open any later than that because we're losing too much money.
And what I feared was going to happen happened.
And you are interested in the aerial crib conversion kit?
People are starting to show up.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, we're not open yet.
I mean, I would be a little bit upset if I make a special trip here, and I'm looking forward to seeing some products, and it's not there yet. It's gonna probably leave a bad taste in my mouth.
Everyone's getting a little testy.
We go to bed and we actually go to separate rooms sometimes because we just can't stand the sight of each other at certain points.
Suzanne asking questions that are, you know, kind of late at night. It's after 10 o'clock at night, and it's business related, and it's sensitive, and I'm just like, for me, it's just like, I better not say anything, because anything that is going to come out of me at that time of day, it's just not good.
Yeah, we've been in some nasty fights, that's for sure. No, there are times where I think, yeah, I'm not interested in looking at you, seeing you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. It's the truth.
They always say that you're not married until you have kids. I don't think you're truly married until you have a business together.
Do you and Christian get together like every night and try and figure out like all the bad and all the good and
All we talk about is business.
All we talk about is business?
Yeah. Well, how do you,
there's almost no relationship. There's no time.
To do something like this, you know, and having a 3-year-old, it's such a challenge.
He's definitely acting out. Like the other day, he got down on the floor in front of the door and he just let loose. He had a full-out, full-blown temper tantrum. There's nothing you can do. You can just do your best, and every day is different, and it's difficult to balance for sure. My eyes are all red, my hair's falling out.
I know Suzanne is freaking out right now.
I'm just nervous about how people will receive it.
Elle and Elliot is 8 weeks behind schedule. Husband and wife Christian and Suzanne have already missed 2 opening dates. The store is testing their will and their marriage.
We go to bed and we actually go to separate rooms. We just can't stand the sight of each other at certain points.
Their new opening date is today, and this one's for real.
My eyes are all red, my hair's falling out, my skin's breaking out into a rash.
I mean, there's a few things, but I'm not concerned. I mean, I know Suzanne is freaking out right now.
The window still needs to be finished. The main entrance needs to be fixed.
To me, it's little details, and, you know, it's just moving a chair here.
When it comes to design, Christian is not as picky as I am. The way the store looks, it's not really his thing, it's more my thing.
For her, it's all about presentation.
How much sleep did you get last night?
Oh, not a lot.
No?
Maybe 4 hours or something like that. And it was not a very good sleep because I kept waking up because I was so anxious about today,
So perhaps we'll need a little bit of concealer just around your eyes just to carry you through the rest of the night, right?
That would be great.
Now that Suzanne's been primped, it's time to primp the store.
I have to go home, I have to get changed. I have to, well, hopefully my son might be at our house with Grandma and Grandpa at that time, and he'll want attention, I'm sure, because the last 4 days the poor kid's been ditched.
Event planner Claire Dennis tries to keep her on the rails.
Okay, so you basically have an hour and a quarter.
An hour and a quarter. Oh my God.
An hour, okay?
Yeah.
More than 300 guests have been invited for champagne and hors d'oeuvres. There's even Elle and Elliot cookies for the kids. The space has been transformed. What began as a concrete box 4 months ago now has all the appeal of a warm children's nursery. Elle and Elliot has been born. The products have arrived intact from Europe, and they're displayed in the gallery-like setting Suzanne had hoped for. Curved spaces and all.
Here we go.
Adrian, the inspiration for the store, is here too, and the party has officially begun.
All right, I'll do.
This baby furniture has a design aesthetic as opposed to being just functional.
A child's room doesn't have to be a Mickey Mouse room anymore.
Is that better?
Designer John Tong has found a dollhouse to play with.
That is great. I love it. That's beautiful.
The grown-ups are happy. What about the kids?
Sweetie, you want to try this out? Come on. There we go.
We wanted it to be like a little bit like an art gallery, not too precious.
I think it's a wonderful store. I love it.
I'll give this to Chris.
And a final toast to their success.
Cheers.
At bringing a little of Europe to Canada.
C'est bon. We need sales.
Oui, c'est bon.
Oh, c'est bien. Encore? Encore.